There's somewhere that you belong in where you should go and find out where.
Well, this is embarrassing. Hello, everybody. And I've been talking for a minute with my microphone off. Good to know. That was interesting. Let me see, somebody told me I kind of ignored them. Oh, yeah, sorry. So sorry. Thank you, Chris. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. So I had my microphone off when I had the music on, so. All right, let's go back. In case you didn't hear it, I'm just gonna do a quick recap of what we were talking about. PureRef is a very, very nice um, reference app that allows you to bring in images so you can work on your, art. Having references on your screen overlaid is really good. Like, for example, I turn this on and I have this bunny character that I'm gonna use for reference among others, and you can bring all the images you want in here, and it works over Blender or over any actual app that you have. So that was one of the things. The other one is, it was, let's go back to it, it's Game Creator 2, and you probably kind of saw the pictures and whatnot, but it's a really, really good framework. And they just released Melee, which is obviously combat, and it looks like it's one of those assets that would allow you to do AAA style things like Arkham Asylum type thing, or maybe Dark Souls and such. So it looks really good. I suggest you guys go and check it out. So since I spent the first 20 minutes talking to myself, let's go in and dive in here. I made a new scene because I like to keep my things tight. And what we're gonna work on is this bunny. The character, one of the companions of Mont, the dog, for Montessori, the series that we're making. It's a bunny. It's called Blueberry Money. And actually, I'm gonna go get some other references. Let's say that. Let me show you. Where is this? So, one of the best places to look for references is definitely Pinterest. I love Pinterest. It's one of the coolest places to look for references. And oh, these are cool. I like these. Let's see. These are kind of cartoony. So it works awesome with uh, pure ref. Could you just kind of copy and paste, and I'll just drop it in there, and then you have this other reference sheet here that you can go back to. So what I do is I just go through. Oh man, I love Pinterest. There's some of these are so cool. I want to go back and stay cartoony. So yeah, we're creating this character. This character is gonna have long ears, and he's gonna have kind of this weird ability where his ears grow short, kind of go short, and his legs grow longer, and vice versa, right? And his ears grow longer, and then he gets shorter. It's one of the things about the Blueberry Bunny that we're gonna be doing. Let's see, let's go back to the initial bunny characters. I want to get one extra reference. I feel something like this is kind of. I like the kind of thick feet. I don't want it to be. This is for children, right? So we want to stay on more on the chibi or cutesy side of things, but definitely use references. Whoever tells you that references are not good, I really don't understand why would they say such a thing. Professional artists, we all use references. It's how you stay on point. It's how you stay on characters. How you stay on track to on what you're doing, right? So it's very important that you grab yourself some references and you maintain the style and the direction that you're looking to go to. Huh. Let's see. These are kind of interesting. Well, I'm leaning to. Oh wait. Yeah, I like these feet. Kind of tiny, kind of cute. Look at these two here. I'm torn now. Just feels like I want to grab all of them and just make them all. Well, I'm gonna pick. I'm actually gonna stick with this one. I kind of like the cutesiness of it, and it really plays on the concept. So the series of month is geared toward children's, right? It's a web series, animated web series for children to learn different languages. And Rutz Studios is working on the art for this. So let's I see this keeps going over, so let's make sure this stays overlay always on top. Here, let's see, always on top. Perfect. Now I can click back and forth and work with it. Alright, cool. Let's lower this a little bit and let's just hop on. Make a new collection. This is gonna be the mesh collection, and I'm gonna make another collection. This is gonna be my scene collection. I like to have cameras on my scene. I like to have cameras, have lights, because that way I get to see how it's gonna pan out when I put all, the character and all this light and how it shines and the materials and all that sort of stuff without having to build it after. So I just put a couple of lights just so that I have something to work with, and then I'll go back to here and turn this off for now. Alright, going back here. So the way that we start, I always start with this. I start with a cube. Simplest way to work. Actually, let's do a save. It's important. Okay, so I start with a cube, go into edit mode. I want to subdivide my cube, let's move these down here for a little bit. And we're gonna add maybe 3. Wow, that was freaky. I think it was like an airplane. My desk just went like this. I don't know if the camera wobbled too. That was freaky. I should put this on my announcement on Discord channel. You know what? Let's take a minute to do that. Great idea. Thank you, Chris. Let's take a minute and do. There we go. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people in our Discord right now, but it's a great idea. I'm gonna try to do that. All right, so going back. So what I do is ramp up that smoothness, and let's do 4. That way we have a little bit more poly count to work with. And this is how we're gonna do our body. Let's switch to faces. It takes a minute to load because I run my system off of external hard drive. That's where I save all of my things. Like 90% of my computer is in a small hard drive that I carry around. Alright, so I'm into faces. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all these right here, all the way around, and I'm gonna go into my frontal and extrude, and then scale. And I scale maybe up to 2 on the side. Can I move it down? Have this. Now, let's shift select all this. Perfect. And then select the burst, X, and remove the faces. Cool. So now this is gonna be our body. This is how I work with bodies. This is how I do bodies. For me, this is an interesting way to do body. So it actually creates very good mesh edge flow. Extrude here. Oops. Extrude way down. Scale on the Z and 0. So we have that. Okay, so now I need to kinda, let's see. So body should be kind of short, right? Let's move the body, make it shorter. Well, I think you should be fine. We're talking about a little bit like that. Let's look at this guy right here. Well, this one right here is, yeah, I think we're gonna just maintain that soft small body for now. Skip this here. Wait, move this here, move this here. Okay, so now let's just make the base of the body, and then we can move forward. All right, so next that we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab this 4 over here and move forward, kind of extend. I'm gonna do the entirety of the leg. It's gonna be a long leg, say all the way up here. Yeah, it's pretty long. Right, and then now we're gonna do the arms and extend those arms. So when you do arms, if you do like a swipe or what would it be? Call it a swipe, but like an angle, you kind of, I don't know how you say that in English, but the arch, you kind of arch it. It should reach, the fingers should reach the knee, which is right about here. So this is just the arm without the hand. So it being around here is a good length. That's what you want to kind of keep when you do that arching. The fingers should touch the knee, so you just give it a little bit of space there. So it should be good. Actually, it could go a little bit, maybe inward. All right, good. Let's go back here and let me check. Yeah, Steam stops sometimes. I gotta get myself in a direct line, but it's rather complicated in the room that I'm at to get Ethernet, so I'm running on Wi-Fi. Alright, going back to this. So now, let's create some edge loops. Let's make some edge loops here. Let's do some edge loops. I do 3, thigh, knee, and lower leg, and same over here, the elbow, and so on. Cool. And now we're gonna do, well, this is simple character, and the chest doesn't bend much, so we can just do 1 for now. If we need to do another loop, we'll do it. So I'm just gonna grab these guys right here, and I'm gonna go and let's use our loop tools and start relaxing these. ¿Me dice cuando me tengo que ir? ¿Ya? Elina. Ok, yo voy ahora. Benefits of being a dad. I have to step out for a minute soon, just to check on my kid. But I'll be back. I'm gonna spend a few hours on this. So, alright, let's do some relaxing on this right here. And let's grab these and relax them as well. If you don't want to click so much here, you can do iterations and do like 5, for example, and then it'll do 5 at a time. And I don't like to use that a lot. I prefer to maintain as much control as I can on my iterations. So that's why I just keeping 1 right here. Now let's run this baby up in here. Good. Good. So what you want to do in this stage is just soften as much as you can. Yo me la llevo para allá. Yo me la llevo para allá después. Yeah, so we soften as much as we can. And let's do these ones here. And there we go. Now we're gonna have skinny legs, cartoony legs. Individual oranges. Here we go. Boom. It's gonna have that cartoony feel. This one we can do double G so we can kind of scale that or run it through. Now let's round up the body. Great. It's starting to look like a body now, right? Now auto mirror. Let's just save. Auto mirror this. And we're getting there. Good. This is a good start. So, apologize. I'm gonna have to be back in a few. But we're gonna continue in a few and finish this character up. We're gonna texture it, we're gonna rig it, animate it, all that sort of stuff. Alright? So, be back in a few.
remember where it is that I belong.
You belong.
Yes, Anne. You have someone waiting for you, too. There's somewhere that you belong
Alright, so since we're back, sorry for the delay. Well, it happens when you're a parent. So let's continue with this baby boy. See, the problem. Now I'm hungry. I was cooking food for my kid, now I'm hungry. Alright, so we have this tiny little body that we're gonna work on. Definitely gonna have to edit this video. I'm checking something here. Let's see. Yep, all good. So let's go back to this. Alright, so now that we're mirrored, we can start polishing the look of the character. So we want the long legs. I'm not sure if I want to have the like. So you can see here, for example, this character here has legs all short and the big body, and you have the other style, which is just the whole body contour. But I feel like a tiny body with this way for the concept of the legs going up and down might be the best approach. So I'm just gonna kind of try to make these shorter. Now we have this, have to align these, they look kind of crooked. Oh yeah, let's do this, grab all that and smooth this so we can align them a little bit better. Yep, now let's align them forward. Well, technically it's backwards, and then this right here goes forward tiny bit. I should just move it up. There we go. And this goes up and a little bit forward also. Now when you're doing smoothing out with the loop tools, you gotta keep in mind that is not always good to work with mirror. So just make sure when you're doing softening with the loop tools, for example, if I want to relax this edge right here, is gonna behave oddly. It's gonna behave like this does not exist, and we don't want that, right? So if I want to kind of make the whole thing as a whole, so I have to apply this, and then things are gonna work a little bit more symmetrical. Yeah, it's good. Let's do this. Actually, I want only these two right here, and then this. It's too much. Let's do one. That works well. And then let's go back here and kind of close this. It's too big, and we want this to be tiny, right? And go back here and make it tinier. That's good. Just shortening the space of it. No. Okay, now let's go into the sculpt tool. Sculpting is really good when you want to kind of get some of the parts out. And for this I need to enable the mirror so we can work on symmetrically. See, just make sure you're working on the facing forward or backwards if what you're pulling should be backwards, but what I'm working on is the chest, so I'm just making sure that it's forward. Now I'm gonna hold shift and kind of smooth these out a little bit. Hold shift there, smooth this out. I don't want to smooth, see that's too much. I kind of want to leave a little bit of the bump, get a tiny bump. Well, there's still some bump there. We can probably work with it down the road. Right, now I gotta pull back some of this shoulders and back here. There we go. I'll pull this up. Create that whole neck area. Pull this guy up also. Get that going there. Okay, let's go from the top. Oops. Shuffle the legs. Alright. Up. And again, this is, you get to a point where you're kind of just modeling slash sculpting the body that you're looking for. And since we're doing a cartoon, you only want to watch for, I want to watch for edge flow for animation, and I want to watch for consistency on the style. There's no need to watch for realism, or you know, if it should be that way, if that's realistic or if that works in real life. It's a cool thing about doing cartoons. Okay, let's go back to mirroring. And character probably is gonna hang out with the short legs initially, but I want to have the long legs before we go into the short ones. That way we can make sure everything fits when we kind of blow it up. So I'm gonna enable this here. The name is auto merge. Merge those vertices in there. Make sure we don't have any unnecessary vertices. So let's go to mesh, clean up, merge by distance. There was 0, so we don't have any mess up yet, so that's pretty good. We're working clean, I like it. Cool. Alright, now this right here is gonna be, see if we can kind of clean this up with the sculpt tool. Yeah, it's much better. You know, it tries to make things symmetrical. Let's go into edge mode. I feel like we're too far away from the body. There, too far away from the body. Let's relax the, there we go. That's much better. Let's get this guy's in a smaller range. And then for this here, we kind of need to circle it out. You can also use the circle one. Sometimes it doesn't behave the way that I like it, so I stick to a loop tool, to a relax tool. But now there's scale on the X, 0, so we flatten that out. See, now yeah, I'm gonna enable this right here, proportional editing. It allows you to, you know, edit whatever proportions are inside the area. And I kind of want to flip this down. I kind of lower the arms a little bit down here. Right. And now let's kind of fix these. Move them down here. There we go. Okay. And do the same thing. We gotta pull this back. This will be elbow. And when you're doing animations or you're gonna animate something, you really wanna keep that in mind when you are creating the character itself. You wanna make the edge flow work for that. And when you're rigging, rigs need to know where the joints are, and they see a way to tell the rig where the joint is and what direction is the forward direction or the backwards direction is to make little bends. This way is very obvious to what is the direction the bone should bend in. That is more for let's just say for a game development kind of side of things, but it works for everything. It's good practice just to make sure you have everything working the best way possible. You're gonna make hiccups. It's okay. It's normal. I'm gonna make hiccups here, most probably. But it's a good thing about 3D and digital. There's always undo, and you can always just go back to a previously saved spot, so it's not all bad. Alright, let's continue here. Oop, so here we go. We got unnecessary verts, merge it at center. I feel like some of these are not supposed to be together. Let's see if we can clean the mesh. Mesh by distance. Nope, it's not close enough. I would think it is, but it's not. So let's merge it together. When you do mirroring, sometimes if your edges are a little bit not symmetrical, it does that. Nothing that it can't be fixed. Well, it's looking good so far. I'm gonna make another edge here. Yeah. And kind of relax it. Just relax this one. There we go. And then relax this one also. I'll maintain as much smoothness as we can as we move forward, so it's easier in the future to manipulate. Okay, so the body's looking good. How much are you gonna make? Up here, up here. I'm sorry, I just had a friend telling me his girlfriend is moving in with him. He's like, well, I'm fucked. Oh, that's funny. I mean, my wife, um, I moved in with her. Well, I moved in with her, and then she moved in with me because I had an apartment, and we kind of went back and forth. But um, I think we've been together for the longest time, working every day together. We kind of work together, and she's my best friend, and I enjoy her a lot. So hopefully he has the same experience. When we moved in together, it was just great. We had a lot of fun. We continue to have a ton of fun. I would not change it for anything. So hopefully it works out that way. It is funny though. Still funny. Right. So let me see. Trying to check. There's a single poly on the back. Let's see. Let's find it. Oh yeah, it's true. Look at it. It's like daunting me, right? Good catch. That bait was gonna go away. It's good. You just, clean up your mesh as much as you want, as much as you can. I'm gonna straighten these guys with scale, and then on the z-axis and 0, and kind of make these as straight as possible. Why? Well, again, I'm thinking of animation, and when you're doing animation, you want to make sure that the edges that are bending are as straight as possible, because if the edge is kind of slanted, it'll bend slanted. It'll look like it's bending in a slanted way. So the straighter it is, the better. Now let's gonna. I did this edge here is for with the expectation that I'm gonna bend the arm up and down, and this is the armpit basically. That's basically the armpit right there. And you want to keep the armpit a little bit inward, so when we do the bending, again, it's obvious that that's how it should bend. Awesome. Now let's kind of close this guy up. We didn't. Nope, it's not working. So I'm gonna have to apply this. There we go. It's good. So, don't want to do a big head, just a tiny body with a big head, or something like this one. I mean, I feel this one's kind of cute. And kind of going back to our, oops, to our current character, right? Our boy right here. Just maintaining the style and having necks and so on, it's important. So I think we're gonna go and do that. We're gonna stick with something like this rather than just full head on top of a body. I want to pull this back a tiny bit also, because we have some backbone. Pull this back a tiny bit and this a little bit inward. I would think this is a little bit of OCD. You don't have to be so perfect when you're doing the modeling, or at least in this stage, you get to be able to fix a lot of this by the time you're in the end stages. So it's more of a OCD type thing. I like to envision if I'm going in the right direction. So the legs are bent. I think the legs are bent a little bit too low. I get this up in here. So I'll do another edge here. And I'll figure out when the body, what kind of feet I'm gonna have. I feel like I want to grab one of these type of feet. Longer. Oh yeah. Oh. Honestly, I feel comfortable with how's it going. It's looking good. use flatten. This helps kind of straighten the lines a little bit more. Yep. Maybe this one needs to be closer, like so. You get some shoulders. Yep. It's auto mirror, and I feel like I'm gonna do a little bit more, and we're there. Cool. It's coming out nice. Let's do another one here. Loop there. Let's grab. Yeah, let's keep it straight like that. Also, this is a little bit higher than it should be. And this one as well. So if you hold shift and while you're rotating or moving something, it goes really slow, in case you didn't know that. It's a good tip to move things slowly. If I do this, it kind of move too wiggly, but if I hold shift, it moves a lot slower, so it helps with precision. Let's align these. There we go. You line them. Relax. Another thing about relaxation is that it tries to give same space between vertices. This one also, but it tends to go outward instead of inward. Oh, kind of works good right now. Very well. We're gonna do some vertices connections in some point soon, but I want to work on the base of the head before I move on. I'm telling my friend to have a, positive view on it and enjoy as much as he can with his wife or his girlfriend moving in. It's really hard to find somebody that you feel comfortable with, and sometimes when we're young, well, we don't appreciate the greatness of being able to be chill in your house with that person. A lot of these people that I know are married. They really don't enjoy each other. They don't. They don't enjoy each other. They fight and they have all these problems because they don't accept how the other person is in their own space. And when you find that person, you should really hold on to. It's really a blessing. Oh yeah, that's nicer. It's a little bit chilly now that it's night. Alright, so let's hop on the head, do a little bit of the base of the head. Smooth out, looks pretty good. Let's do this for the cavity. See how it looks. I like cavity, I have a thing for cavity. For those of you that seen my assets, I don't do the traditional poly. I like to do a little bit of smoothness and some um, slight polyfill. Alright, but for this cartoon, we stay on point with the smoothness. So now that we have our head here on our origin, let's go back and get another cube. The cube is going to be a little bit bigger like so. Let's move it up. It seems about like a good. Let's do the same. Subdivide. Move these out of the way. And for the face, yep, it's about a good option. Just kind of lower the size of it like so. What I like to do with this one is that I like to actually sculpt most of it. I like to sculpt the shape as much as I can before I dive into any modeling itself. Kind of want to have bigger cheeks. Some rodents, they have bigger cheeks, tinier skulls. Let's go on this side. Now, gonna squash that in. Let's pull this out. This is gonna be now the nose. Let's pull this up. There we go. There, excellent. Smooth it out. When you're working with the sculpt tool, one thing is that if you zoom in, you know, your cursor stays the same, so you get to be able to be more precise, and when you go out, you move more of the things. So it's good to work like this instead of going back and forth with the size of the cursor. At least that's what I try to do. It feels more organic rather than having to play around with the size of the tool so much. So it's more of preference for me. I think this is a good. That's a good. You know what? Let's move these down a little bit more. I want to have bigger eyes. I really do want to have bigger eyes for it. Mont has barely eyes, so I want to give this guy a little bit more eyes. And let's up this part here for a more expressive area. Cool. Now let's go into editing. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to carve in that nose area. Well, I feel like I want to do. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's see. Let's try it. See how that goes out. Got this turned on. Okay. Let's mirror it first. Now. Is it in? Okay, cool. And now let's try it. It's not bad. Let's see how this one plays out. Maybe the eyes. And I'm gonna subdivide these eyes. And then I'm gonna X. So I clean those up. And then I'm gonna relax these. Kind of pull it in. I'm gonna have to fix this area here. Add some extra edge loops. But it should be fine. What we can do is, before we do this, we can go like so. Intrude, and then kind of push it back. Close it a little bit, and then now we can create those eyes. And then here what we can do is that we can play around with this, right? and then kind of create the eyes that you're looking for. Looking for more like a flat on the bottom type thing. There we go. So the eyes are too small right now. Kinda? I'm not sure. Feel they should be bigger, but not. Let's smooth this out and see how that works out. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this out also. There we go. Kind of want to flatten that as much as you can. Oh wait, when you have eyelids, they actually work properly. I used to just leave that hole in there and then it would just work funky. Like for example, this area right here, so this should be kind of flat when we look at a skull. This area right here is a little bit flat, and there's certain things that you want to keep realistic, right? Just for the sake of how things work. Here we definitely need to add an edge here. That has to happen. And now we can pull this guy back, and then we definitely need to put another edge here, like that, flatter. We don't need to have these. Don't. That works. Okay, so I am not entirely sure if I'm content with it, but again, like I said, you can always go back and fix these things. Let's do another loop in here. This loop can definitely work for eyelids. And then let's make them straight. Let's make these straight also. And then I'm gonna relax it a bit. I wanna relax it a little bit. No, I feel like I wanna keep it like that. Can I move these? And maybe we'll do another, oops, wrong button. Do another edge loop here. And connect this corner here. Yeah. There we go. Make this, and now from here, let's make the snot off the rabbit, and let's pull this up, pull this tiny bit down. We have that flatness of the rabbit, and we want to bring this up. Bring this up also. I feel I might not need this, so I'm gonna pull it out. There. we can do also, just to give it a little bit more love, just kind of like this right here. You can also use this tool, the bevel, and get that going in there. But you'll need to clean up after it. Like merge these guys over here. This can also be merged. This needs to go up and forward. Right. Pick it. Alright. We're gonna need to create. Let's get rid of this wireframe. No. Okay, so this right here. Move this up. And then what we're gonna do is kind of create this area here. It's gonna help us have a little bit of the shin. This is gonna be our mouth area. So kind of wanted to make a little bit smaller, but the cool thing, I don't know, I think I'll make it bigger rather than smaller. That way we can make it laugh and create like a very expressive face, you know, like so. A tiny bit wider. Okay, so let's go in. Oops. Yeah. That's what happens when we are in mirror mode. Let's enable this, apply this, and let's go in. Cool. Eliminate that. ¿Ya te comiste la carne?
Yeah, but the pasta was so spicy.
Oh, I see.
It was with hot sauce.
I like it.
The wrong sauce
Uh,
that mommy put on.
Okay, I'm gonna go soon.
Next time mommy will do this for now.
Okay, see you soon. I made some sauce for pasta, and I made it with raw vegetables, raw garlic, and so you know, garlic when it's raw, it's a little bit spicy, and my kid is like, "Oh, you made the wrong pasta sauce. It's all spicy." I know about y'all, but I do like me some little bit of spiciness on the food, right? Just to give it a kick. Okay, so now that we have the mouth, you know what? You know what? I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back. I forgot to do something. So here, again, we gotta kind of do the same thing that I did, the subdivision, and then we can do the mouth. Why? Here is the edge of the mouth, and when the mouth bends, you need these corners over here, and if you avoid those corners, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a really hard time and animating the mouth. You need to at least have that corner in the center. So the lips, you know, these are the lips that go down, these go up, and they have to bend right there in the middle. We can throw a line all around this for a little bit of better edge loop, but for now it's fine. I'm thinking if I want to kind of continue this further in. So I want to make a mouth. Let's pull it in a little bit more. Okay, so what this makes is the inside of the mouth. and that helps when you're animating mouth, opening it and closing it. You don't have this weird space in there, right? All right, now, cool. So let's say that we gotta kind of pull this out. Dopeness. So we have a mouth. It's all open. We're gonna close it, but right now it's all open. And if we go to the sculpt tool, you know, you kind of can make it smile. Grab it. Let's see. Oops. I am definitely using the run tool. Oh yeah, scrap tool. They're both yellow. See? That way you can make it smile, make it frown. And that's because of that edge right there that we were missing. Coolness. Alright. Let's make the eyes, and we're gonna selection cursor to select it. There we go. And do a sphere, and that sphere, let's make it 12 by 8. Let's see how that looks. Yep, that's fine. 12 by 8, rotate on the X by 90, and kind of make it tiny. And let's fit this right in there. It's gonna be a nice eyeball. Make it a little bit bigger. Close a little bit more inside. So also something I like to do is kind of eliminate these edges. And go and insert this in. Cool thing that it does, it creates that eyeball, and if you do this auto smooth, really accentuates that eyeball right there. Oh, now that we have the eyeball in here, we should be able to kind of modify the area so it fits the eyeball a lot better. Okay, now let's see what we did. Alright, my friend, enjoy it. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. I'm happy this helped. Gonna edit this one and upload it, so I'm gonna revisit it later and, you know, get to the end of it. Actually, dinner sounds like a great idea, so I might jump on that very soon. I'm just gonna do the ears right now and kind of jump out of here and continue tomorrow. But honestly, I think this is coming out pretty good. I'm really happy that whoever was watching, you know, got a little bit out of it, and that it might help you, you know, create better characters in the future. See right here, so we kind of have to fix this. Create. Let's put a line there. That's gonna fix that. And from here we might need to create some edge flow. Yeah. Let's get spike this a tiny bit up. And this needs to be fixed. Let's see, put this here. And see, that's all the way out. That's all the way out. Needs to go in. Need to pull all these guys a little bit front. Circle to the front. So you don't want to see most of the eyeball when you're on the side view. You really don't. That's not. It's not how it works, right? So you kind of want to see maybe a little bit because it's cartoony, but most of it should be hidden. That means moving all this forward. And see, here we kind of need another edge loop coming through. So I'm not really sure where I'm gonna stick it. I can just go all the way around. Wouldn't be the best edge loop there. I'm actually not comfortable with it. Just leave it here for now. And down the road we can find a better location for it. And this one here. Yeah. That's because it's trying to find a connection for that area right there. There. Cool. Now this baby, let's apply all transforms, mirror it. It's good. Dominance. Now let's make those ears and then we can call it a day. But we're getting there. It's kind of funky how they look when being created. So I'll need 2 of these to create the ears. And for the ears, we can go all the way up. Right? So when they are long, they're short. But I want them to be long and long, so then I can short them with shape keys. So it's gonna bring these. Yeah, maybe like, I don't know. I kind of want them to be rather long, but they fall the way down here. Looks good. Let's pull them back a little bit. Let's have. Seems enough. Let's relax it. Expand it on the Y. Relax this also. Expand it on the Y. And relax these. And expand it on the Y. Maybe I might need a little bit of fixing here. Boom. Yep. That's gonna good. When we create the rig, then we're gonna position them in the right place. But for now, they need to stay there. So it's easier to rig. And if we do any type of physics or so on, then they'll fall down. Pull out a little fluffy butt. Apply this and kind of let's round this up. Oop. Let's eliminate these and ooh, it's a big mosquito around here. Oh man, I don't like summer. There's always a bug flying around being special. Alright, so I feel like I want to let's use, yep, so it's individual. I need to do medium point. Let's see. Yeah, medium point works. Let's bring it down a little bit and I'll tuck it in. Yep, that's Gucci for now. Looks good for now. So just show you a little bit how blend shapes should kind of work. Let's say we got this boy up here and we got the bases, and we're gonna do short, right? Let's go into the short version, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually shorten this, move them up like so. Now see, so when you go, goes like this. The way that I should probably do it though is I should probably kind of inverse the whole body. So I'll grab all these guys, kind of lower them down. So that it actually kind of goes down instead of up. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, see, then it'll shorten itself down. Yep, that's much better. And it'll be the same for the legs, right? When we are all attached to this, when I attach the head, these ones are gonna grow long like that, and then when it goes like this, these are gonna grow short. Alright, so this is it for today. I'll be back tomorrow, and if I'm back tomorrow because life happens the next day. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of this, and by the time we finish with the rabbit, I'm gonna compile it all up and set up a whole tutorial so you guys can follow this in a more concise and edited way. Well, thank you for watching, and this was Rutz Studios. Peace out.